Let's bring in Ronna McDaniel. She's the Republican National Committee Chairwoman. Thank you for joining us, Ronna.
Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
We're talking about the strength of the manufacturing sector, and I want to bring up a new Fox News poll, and it shows that 51% of Americans are feeling good about the condition of the economy. That's the most since before 9/11, back in 2001. Democrats are trying to counter that. The strategy seems to be, well, there's income inequality out there. What's your response, and what is the 2020 campaign response to that?
Well, the economy's humming under President Trump. 6 million jobs have been created since he was elected. GDP's up, wages are up. We have more jobs than we have people to fill them. And we're just seeing economic indicator after indicator showing that we have a strong economy, unemployment at record lows for the Hispanic, African American, and Asian communities. The Democrats have opposed everything the president has done. They opposed the deregulation. They opposed the tax cuts. They're coming to the table and saying, hey, we're for student debt for life. We're here for Medicare for all, which means quality health care will go away for everybody. So all these things that they're putting forward will just burden the American people, slow down our economy, and they really don't have a message as to how they're going to counter the good things that are happening with President Trump.
Yeah, the message might fall flat, but they are trying to build it. Elizabeth Warren is saying the manufacturing sector is declining, that a recession is very near, that we need to change policy in order to change that outcome. You have Tom Steyer funding Democrats in those key swing manufacturing states. Do you think this goes anywhere?
Well, first of all, manufacturing jobs have come back under President Trump. And with what you saw today, he's looking at skilled trades and how do we retrain the workforce so that we can have more of these jobs open to Americans. And let's not forget, Democrats aren't putting USMCA on the table. Why won't they put USMCA that's going to bring even more manufacturing jobs back to this country up for a vote? So the president's leading on this. Democrats are full of empty rhetoric. The president actually has a record to run on.
Well, Ronna, all they want to do is talk about investigating and impeaching, not legislating, and that could come to bite them in the end. So, you know, we have this meeting tomorrow between Nancy Pelosi and Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. Do you think that's a sign of there is no so-called civil war in the Democratic Party? Or do you think it's something real there? Because polls show that if Trump in 2020 goes up against one of these far-left Democrats, he wins.
Yeah, people don't want a socialist nation, and that's what the Democrat Party is proposing. They want a total government takeover of everything in our lives. They want to make the decisions for you as to who your doctor is, what medical procedures you can have, what school you can go to. That is just not what America's about. And the AOC and 3, they have become the de facto speakers of the House. They have taken over the Democrat Party, and Nancy Pelosi is trying to rein that in, but that's not where her party is anymore. And President Trump is saying, we want the American dream. We want to limit taxes. We want to limit government. We want America as it is. It's doing pretty well for everybody. We've seen that with the numbers. Let's keep it going.
You might be right on that, because Joe Biden said today that there's a need to impeach to get more information. So even the moderates might be going further left, where you say the Democratic Party is. Ronna McDaniel, so good to talk to you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.